He was the larrikin priest who gave his all to those who needed it most. Father Bob may have left us, but his legacy continues through his Bob Squad.
Welcome to the streets of South Melbourne, the stomping ground of Father Bob Maguire. Here, Bob was your uncle, your mate, maybe your priest and your provider. And tonight we learn that thanks to the Bob Squad, his vision and his foundation will continue to flourish. On a clear winter's morning, Frank O'Connor, a director of the Father Bob Foundation, has some bright news. Bob's no longer with us, but is the foundation going to continue his vision?
Absolutely, Seb. I mean, the work that Bob did over so many decades is so important to so many people who would otherwise be left behind, that we believe it's absolutely vital that we continue the work of the foundation.
Recently, Frank spoke at the state funeral after Father Bob left us in April. But Frank's history with our beloved Bob goes back more than half a century. When did you first meet Bob Maguire?
I think it was 1963, 62 or 63.
Couldn't have been, you don't look that old.
No, that's correct. I was a babe in arms, yes, that's right. Bob was the chaplain at my school cadet corps, Christian Brothers College in St Kilda.
Yep.
Also Bob's old school.
Yes.
And he was the chaplain there, and he was, even those days, was quite inspirational in his attitude to people, attitude to how we should live our lives.
Yes.
That was great.
We're not going to survive if we don't look after one another. And that's what we have to do. In a community, we run around looking for the edge to share.
And that spirit of sharing is on full display at Father Bob's Pantry in South Melbourne, one of the programs he founded where an army of Bob Squad volunteers provide everything from fruit and veg to bickies and beans for those facing food insecurity and hardship.
It's great to help people. You go home and you feel, yep, I've done something productive and positive with my day, you know, and it's a lovely feeling. Yeah. It makes you feel very useful and worthwhile.
Accountant Sue Bresnan has been volunteering at the pantry for 6 years, and as she packs another parcel, she fondly remembers the founder.
And I love the fact that he was a little bit, you know, a bit of a larrikin, and he didn't always do things according to the rules. But you know,
we need a bit of that to get things done sometimes, don't we?
Yeah. Absolutely. And his heart was in the right place, and you know, we all love him down here.
Without stopping, Sue underlines why it's so important Bob's mission continues, noting more people have been coming into the pantry lately.
Even in the last 6 months, 6 months ago we were probably looking after 30 a day on a Friday, and now it's 50 plus, you know. So it's nearly doubled in 6 months.
Melbourne mum Clary Hartshorn is pitching in and doing her bit as a volunteer as well.
Best thing I've done. I love my days here. I love them.
Clary, do you find the values that Father Bob lived by and his example inspiring?
I find it so inspiring. I suppose it's exciting to be part of his legacy.
And it looks like the legacy of the larrikin priest is here to stay, with a fleet of Hope-mobiles back on the road and a community that cares, keen to carry the torch. It's wonderful to hear that the unloved and the unlovely, as Bob used to say, will continue to get support.
And his other favourite one was, nobody should be left behind, and we'll be trying our hardest to make sure nobody gets left behind.
This statement from Bob himself ringing as true now as it did during one of our precious meetings.
My place is the place to go when you need help. And we won't turn anybody back.
Forever and ever. Amen.